It's Dave Joe once again for Punch Out Boxing. Pleased to be joined by a friend of the show, Lauren the Lionheart Parker, who's got some massive news if you don't know. So, Lauren, over to you to announce what you've got coming up, and it is huge as well, guys.
Yeah, it is actually a really big one. Last year for me was sort of like a tick over year. We wanted to get this fight over the line for quite a long time, and for various reasons it never materialised, but it has now, and it's going to be for the British and the Commonwealth titles at York Hall on the 4th of April, a GBM show against Emma Dolan. So, yeah.
Absolutely massive. Now, this is going to be on
Yeah.
DAZN as well. So, Lauren, you're going to be making your DAZN debut, which some would argue is the home of boxing at the moment as well, because Queensbury are going to be moving over to DAZN after their contract ends on TNT. So, how did this fight come about? I mean, who made the call, and how did it happen?
Well, to be honest, I've become mandatory. So my manager put in for the mandatory spot. I think is only right, and he spoke to the board and obviously got that approved. So once it's approved, it's just a matter of okay, who's going to promote it, who's going to put it on, that's that type of thing. And yeah, like initially we wanted the space at the Royal Albert Hall, but that didn't materialize. But we got down to the last place, which was taken by Chloe and Jasmino. Another great fight, two great girls, and rightfully should be on there as well, European title. So yeah, we didn't get that slot, but other things come your way, and yeah, we got the GBM space. So I'm not too sure exactly how it happened because a lot of things get done behind the scenes that I don't really know about, and I just kind of sit and I wait and I get the news. But yeah, Steve phoned me up, my manager, and he was like, "Unfortunately, you didn't get your shot on Sky Sports. However, you do have one with GBM. It's going to be in April." And yeah, a space. You've got DAZN. It's going to be like broadcasting it and stuff. So yeah, just a very, very good opportunity for me, one that I'm very grateful for. I've had opportunities before, like with the BBC, but like you said, DAZN is massive and it's kind of taking over. All the big guys are using DAZN, and yeah, so to be a part of that for me to this day is massive. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt you're going to bring a massive card. You fought the York Hall before as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely huge. I mean, with Emma Dolan, a notable win for her was against Shannon Ryan. I think that was about a year ago now. To be fair, I mean, no doubt you probably watched that fight as well because Shannon Ryan could have been an opponent for yourself. How much of that did you read into it? Because it wasn't a let's be honest, a conclusive sort of bowl over victory for Emma. There were times in the fight where Shannon had control as well. It was a tough fight, wasn't it? I mean, how much of that do you read into it?
I mean, yeah, it was an absolute great fight. I think highly of Shannon, to be quite honest with you. Very technically sound, I feel. Sparred her a few times. We had some good sparring back in the day. Obviously, a lot changes as the years go on. But I mean, yeah, I think going into that fight, I did think that Shannon would have got the win. I was quite surprised she didn't. But listen, this is boxing and anything can happen, right? But I don't know whether, Shannon went into that maybe thinking that this was kind of a given, maybe.
Mm.
And she kind of let her guard down a little bit. I feel there were some things that she didn't do within that fight that if she did would have been a lot better. But then again, let's not take it away from Emma. I've got respect for Emma. Like we're gonna go and punch each other in the face, but at the end of the day, I've got a lot of respect at the same time. She's a champion, and she's going to bring a good fight. She did with Shannon. I don't read too much into it because I feel like I'm a completely different fighter. I can change so much. I can adapt so much, and I think that's obviously going to go in my favour on the night, which I strongly believe. So yeah, I don't really look too much into it. You can watch all you like, but I don't think it's really going to make too much of a difference because you need to get in there and feel it for yourself because people bring different things each time they fight. Um, so yeah, it's something that I'm just going to have to deal with when we get in there.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's she was respectful at the press conference, Emma, and I suppose as well, I can't see, if I'm being honest, I don't think there's going to be much needle between you guys. and it looks like it's going to be completely professional, and you're going to find out on the night. I think
Yeah,
that's the impression that we're getting.
yeah,
You're not looking too far ahead, but if we're being honest, I mean, look, British and Commonwealth titles, surely this should propel you to a world title shot afterwards. I mean, is that the plan? Because that's normally the route, isn't it? You've done the European, so surely that's going to be the next
yeah.
line, isn't it?
I mean, we've kind of done, well, I've kind of done things a little bit back to front. So obviously the IBO come first, which was like a stepping stone, something that I'm very proud of, my first title. Then we jumped and we went straight to the European. But again, female boxer, you've got to take opportunities when they come. And then now we've obviously gone back to the British and the Commonwealth. But I feel like this is a great fight because we need to settle who's the best in Britain, really, before I can move on. And yeah, I think get this win and 100% I'll be knocking on the door for world titles. I believe I'm already ranked top 15 in the IBF anyway, the last time I looked. So that's really good. I don't really like to look ahead too far. I've got a challenge in front of me, and I'm full focused for that challenge. But yeah, once we come out victorious, then who knows what's next. But world titles is what I want. That's what I want. At the beginning of my career, in all honesty, you kind of think to yourself, oh, is that something I can actually do? Like, in all honesty as well, like, I didn't even think I'd ever be a professional, to be quite honest. I did my amateur career, I wanted to go to the Olympics and things like that, but that never happened.
Hmm.
But things happen for reasons, and we're here now. And I think every time smash through that goalpost, if you like, a new goal will bring itself to the forefront. And for me, I'm like, yeah, I can definitely go out there and box for a world title. And it is there. It's very much a goal that is achievable. I think the way I work and stuff like that, and the way I'm in the gym, my mindset, all of that sort of thing. I think is it makes for a world champion, really. So yeah, that's what my eyes are on, and I think the doors will open as soon as I get through this next challenge.
I mean, you're boxing at your call again. You boxed there before.
Mm.
I'm in terms of geography and where Emma's from and where you're from. It's probably going to be more of a partisan crowd for yourself, isn't it? In terms of geography, is that fair to say? It's going to be more pro Lauren.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, York Hall is not my home turf, if you like. I come from Hertfordshire, a little town called Letchworth, and it's
I know
it's
it.
like an
I
hour
know it.
away anyway.
Yeah.
So it's an hour away. So it's not really home, if you like, but it is closer than sort of going up north, say Sheffield Way or anything like that, which I have done before 3 times, which I loved doing. I equally loved that as well. But yeah, this is more. Yeah, I guess it's closer to me. It's easier for my fans to get there. And yeah, I think I'll bring in a good crowd. I've already put the feelers out, and we're at good numbers already, and that's without, you know, putting it really out there. So I think, as soon as I get the ball rolling and stuff like that, because people sort of they come at you like a few weeks in, they don't come at you straight away. It's always like it gets announced, and then as it draws in closer to the fight, then you'll get like a handful of people here, there, and everywhere come at you and like, oh, cool, like this is good. But no, definitely, I always generally bring in a good crowd. I mean, my European one was insane. Do you know what I mean? I think there was like maybe 250 people that I brought in, which was quite good. And yeah, I think they had a strong Albanian crowd as well that night. So they all got behind me too, which
Oh,
was really
okay.
good. Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's all respect, and yeah, it probably will be all in my favour in terms of the noise on the night.